What's up everybody, Arrg the Pirate here, and today we're going to play a little Feng Mao in solo lane. Now we have an absolute amazing match with him, but first let's go over the deck. Now we have Ruthless, Lifesteal, Piercing Basic, Healing Towers, Mana Reactor, and lastly Shredding Strikes for our gems. Now for our cards we have Demolitionist, Nitroboost, Guard Piercer, Overclocked Droid, Veil Stepper, Heavy Hitter, Woundseeker, Numbing Rouge, Nukblood Mutant, Compensater Rig, Shatter Golem, and lastly Vampiric Blade. Now guys, I know there's a ton of y'all main Fangs out there that when he got his rework, y'all don't like him, but guys, I gotta say, I absolutely love his new dash. Oh, it feels so good to use. And I don't know, I actually prefer him the way he is now over the way he used to be. And although I'm definitely not the best thing, we do have a great match this game, but you know, I could definitely work on a few things. And I do gotta say, I miss his old hamstring, but his new dash is so nice, guys. Now, we get an early gank, you know, a minute and a half in, and Severog, or Artera heads over to deal with Severog, and you know, I want to make sure we get this kill, and, you know, he kind of dodges me a little bit. We're going to blink over this wall, go in on we miss him, but we're going to end up wrapping up this kill. You know, as soon as Terra got that stun, Sev really should have just back to his tower at the beginning, or, you know, maybe not turned around and went back into lane. I don't know. That was a great gank on our part, and since he started out with Siphon, you know, he really had no escape at all. That was a great job on our jungler's part. But now that this lane is naturally going to push since he's gone. He's not going to do any damage to it. So guys, at this point, shove that lane into tower. It needs to go under tower because, you know, you get a little tower damage since you can, but really get it in there because it needs to reset. And, you know, like I said, it's going to naturally push. If I did absolutely nothing, it might stay where it is. But, you know, if I'm trying to get my last hits, that second of killing a minion faster than it normally would, that's enough time for, you know, it to naturally push. So, guys, at that point, if you get that kill, shove that lane into tower, especially this early in the match, because, you know, yeah, it is what it is. Now Severog, you know, he's backed off. He's playing a little more cautiously, which is fine. You know, hey, that's great. We're gonna let him play cautious, and we're gonna just get our farm. You can see he is coming into poke, and we are a little bit pushed up. You know, we're not quite in the middle, but you know, hey, that's all right. We went ahead and picked up the aqua buff. We don't have a whole lot of vision on the enemy team right now, though, so I definitely want to play a little bit safer. You know, I don't want to just stay out of position. I don't know where their jungler is. You know, we can see how he's pushing mid very, very aggressively. So, you know, those are just things to consider when you're playing in the solo lane. You know, I could make a rotation right now if I need to. You know, I'm very low, you know, low level. I wouldn't offer a whole lot, but being where I am, and since Severog is kind of getting robbed of farm, you know, we could make a very early rotation if we wanted to. But unfortunately, you know, our mid lane did get collapsed on. Iggy ends up going down. They're starting to shut Iggy down early, which, you know, that's a great plan on their part. But I'm gonna go ahead and shove this lane. That way, if I do need to go to mid, I can cover it. Fortunately for me, I'm able to back up. You know, Terra covered that, and Iggy, you know, gets back in lane. But since I did shove that lane, that gave me plenty of farm, and I'm able to pick up Nitro Boost and get back to lane again. You know, I'm playing fairly aggressive in this match, and you know, hey, we end up picking Aqua Buff, and Sev makes a critical error here. I've got my ultimate. You know, he doesn't. I've got mine, and we're gonna take him out. With us having that damage boost, you know, hey, that was a very, very easy kill for us. You know, we took a lot more damage than we should have. We should have definitely used our shield a little more. But, hey, is what it is. And we take him out, and guys, you know, I got my damage boost on. I hit level 5 first. That's a bad engagement. You know, if you are playing in that same type of situation. You know, if I were to be that enemy Sevarog, you should know, hey, don't engage on that, because that ultimate is a huge advantage. But not only that, since I've been getting such a good amount of farm, you know, I've got a huge advantage. Now Sev does show up, and hey, you know, time to dip out, guys. Let's get out of lane. Let's head back, you know, go put on some more cards, you know, whatever we need to do. We don't need to stay pushed up at that tower. Hopefully Sev will push that lane, and, you know, hey, great. I'm going to take this opportunity to throw on Veil Stepper. Now, Veil Stepper does give a decent amount of sustain. You know, it is a 6-point card, but, you know, and it's not quite the sustain of, you know, some other cards, but it gives a very solid sustain. You've got a decent amount of power, and you've got some pretty good ganking potential. So, I really like picking up Veil Stepper. Although I don't use it in that solo lane near as much, it is a great card. And if you see here, we're going to be able to sneak up on this Sev, and, you know, we don't do a whole lot to him, but we just kind of scare him off, and that's exactly what I want. You know, he's got this lane pushing against us, so, you know, that's perfect. You know, we picked a very good time to back, and not only did we pick a good time to back, but since he was pushing that lane, we can now slow farm this lane and kind of starve him of farm. So, these are two great options by, you know, just simply backing. You know, that's all we did was back, and everything is now set up to where we want it. From here, again, we're just going to kind of slow farm, you know, that typical laning stuff, and we see Sevarog heads into the jungle. You know, we kind of head that way, but, you know, there was nothing. We shouldn't be in that situation. We shouldn't pick that fight anyways. So, you know, hey, let's back off. Now, our team does get into an engagement over in that duo lane, and, you know, hey, we saw they had some presence over there. You know, the Aurora is over there, so we can actually head in on this tower. You know, even though we do have a couple of enemies down, we know that their jungler is over there, and we're able to take out that tower before, you know, their jungler would have time to rotate. And, hey, that's great. We actually got Sevarog to back off, so I'm just going to go ahead and shove that lane a little bit. You know, it is now set in the direction I want it to be in. I'm going to pick up Aqua Buff and then kind of just roam around, see if I can get a kill. Now, while rotating over to mid, you know, I was able to pick up Purple Buff. And hey, we kind of wait till Howie gets into a position where, you know, we can easily take him out. Him being out of mana, you know, that's a very, very easy kill. And, yeah, sure enough, you know, we take him out. That's awesome. You know, we really punished him for, you know, pushing up too far. And, you know, guys, I really, that 10-minute rule, that's a very solid rule to have. Now, I'm feeling very confident in this match, so I'm going to do another one of those, hey, this is what I see a lot of people do when you maybe shouldn't. Now, Aurora's under tower, and although I can escape Aurora, we see that Muriel's very close by, and then Howitzer's, you know, Howitzer spawned in, he's going to head back, and we're going to go in on this tower. And you see, we start taking tower damage, we take a ton of poke for really no reason. You know, we did get a little bit of damage onto that mid lane tower, but really, you know, that really wasn't that huge of a play, although I didn't have a whole lot else to do because my lane is pushed very, very unsafe right now. But, you know, we could have thought about stacking up for Fang, something like that. Instead, you know, we made a very poor attempt at taking down a tower and took a ton of damage for, like I said, guys, really no reason at all. And I see a lot of people do that. They'll stay in that tower trying to down that tower, and you end up dying for that T1. And guys, it's never worth it to die for a T1. Now, after I pick up black, I'm going to rotate around back to mid. And guys, I love Howie. Howie's an easy kill for me. And sure enough, we're going to take him out right here. He does escape me. You know, he puts on Blitz Rush later on. He escapes me a few times. But yeah, I really hope that they do something about Howie's mobility. I really think that he needs a little bit more, especially since the movement speed is so fast now. Everybody's got such, you know, the CC, the movement speed, just everything is so much faster. And I kind of feel Howie just suffers with, you know, he's so slow. He's big and slow. You know, he's like Crunch, except Crunch has 2 escapes, you know. But, hey, you know, right now, well, we can definitely punish Howitzer. Now I'm going to go ahead and get this lane pushing in, you know, the opposite direction. I do want my T1 to fall so I can set this lane a little bit further back, but I'm not going to give it away for free. And again, we're going to get this lane pushing back in the right direction, you know, make sure to get these last hits as much as we can. Of course, we missed that one because we're terrible. And then we pick up Aqua Buff. Now, guys, I'm not going to continue pushing that lane. And look, Howitzer shows up. You know, Aurora's here. You know, that was a gank waiting to happen. If I were to push up further and get out of position, you see, I would have been rotated on and they would have deleted me. You know, a Howitzer with an Aurora, I would have stood no chance at all. So you can see, guys, you still have to worry about positioning. You should not ever just solo push lanes all the way up to T2s or inhibs or whatever without having proper vision on the map, or, you know, if you got enemies down, things like that. You know, as long as people are up, you need to be aware of that and don't push those lanes like crazy. Now, I really did not appreciate Howitzer trying to gank me, so, you know, we're going to head back and, you know, give him the same kind of favor here. We dive this tower a little bit. You know, a little bit, never hurt. And then we're actually able to take out that Aurora. You know, we ulted her, and Iggy ended up getting that kill anyways. We definitely didn't need to ult. But, hey, kill secure, that's what really matters. We're going to go ahead and push this T1 down, and, you know, hey, it turned out to be an absolute great play. You know, taking out a jungle and that mid lane, you know, getting a little bit of damage there. Now we need to go for Feng. Now, since I'm not in comms with my whole team, you know, we do have quite a bit of miscommunication here, and we just never really had the collapse that we needed on Feng. So I ended up taking a lot more damage than I would have liked. Aurora heads in, and we almost go down there. I'm able to dash out of that. You know, how he's chasing me, and, you know, Iggy's there, so Iggy's doing work, you know, but how he chasing that kill like that, you know, being that very squishy caster, he's going to end up going down to Iggy, and, you know, that was just a poor choice of chasing that. You know, once I got far enough away, he should have just backed off. You know, really, they shouldn't have came back down because, you know, Aurora was running away. There was no chance. Although he might have got the kill on me, and I've got a pretty decent bounty on me right now, it definitely wasn't worth his life, even if he got the kill. Now I do head to my solo lane, get it set in the right direction. You know, Severog's really just pushing this lane. He's not, or he's setting that lane. He's not really pushing it, which, you know, hey, that works for me. Howitzer, you know, he's here in mid, and he just blitz rushed right out of that ultimate. Oh, that was so close. But, you know, hey, a great job on his part. He ends up getting out. Now, Iggy is getting collapsed on. You see that? And so we're going to head over there and help him out. You know, he's a little bit out of position, but, you know, hey, he's doing work. And he's able to survive with no health at all. That great job, Iggy. You know, and we're gonna end up pushing down this T2 for that. You know, it turned into a great play. I was, when I saw him over there, I was like, oh man, he's getting collapsed on by 4 people. Like, I'm just gonna go over there and die. And sure enough, he took them all out. That was awesome. You know, we went in there and got a couple of hits on people, but we didn't do any of that. That was all him. Now, from here, I'm going to head over to my solo lane, and I'm going to shove this lane, guys. I want that lane to get close to their tower so the enemies peel off and deal with it. And, you know, I'm not going to push that lane, but now is the time to go for Feng. You know, that we've got a couple of enemies over there. You saw Howitzer was over there, Severog's over there. You know, now's the time to pick up Feng. Unfortunately, our team did not collapse as fast as I would have liked, but since I have purple, I'm not going to go after Feng. I'm actually going to go after the enemies, and sure enough, Howie's here. You know, he uses his ult. We're able to do quite a bit of damage to him, chase him off, you know, and then Muriel's here. Let's hit Muriel a couple of times, but you see Aurora is in our back lane, you know, so I'm going to head over and deal with Aurora. Now, she used her ult, so I'm going to wait till that, you know, kind of gets off, and I end up getting rooted, and so I stayed in on that anyways, but Aurora ends up getting out, you know, feels bad, man. But we should be able to take this Muriel out, and then, you know, hopefully from here we can actually wrap that Feng kill up. Now, Sevarog is pushing my solo lane, so if my team deals with Feng, you know, I can't be there. And if you see here, Sevarog's getting out, guys. Sevarog's backing up, so don't chase that. Just go ahead, clear the wave, get it set in the right direction. It'd have been really nice to pick up Feng earlier, but, you know, with everybody kind of split up the way they were, you know, our ADC hasn't really... He's kind of doing his own thing, so, you know, we're just not quite having that communication as... You know, to make those really good team plays. And right here, our Rev gets caught out a little bit, but we should be able to turn this fight around and actually take this Sevarog out, especially since he just used his, you know, Phantom Rush or whatever. Sure enough, we take him out, no problem. I'm able to snag that purple, you know, I definitely snag that purple. And then, you know, from here, we should be able to pick up a kill on somebody. I was really waiting for that phase lance, but, you know, she didn't quite get that off. Or, you know, I was hoping she would get that off. But she waited till, you know, it was kind of... The enemy started backing, things like that. But, hey, now that we've forced them to back, we've got their Sevarog down, it's Feng time. You know, like, let's go ahead and pick up Feng. And, you know... Guys, there's no reason to push that duo lane like that when you can secure an objective like Feng. Picking up Feng is hugely important in the current state of Paragon. So if you can get the chance, try to pick up Feng. And, you know, right now, 8 power, that's absolutely huge. Now, after that Feng kill, my team actually goes to engage on the enemy in their jungle, which, you know, I didn't really think that was the best decision. I'm going to go ahead to that duo lane, kind of set things up, you know, for success, hopefully. And, you know, I'm just trying to provide some kind of fuel for Iggy. You know, we go in on that Sevarog a little bit. You know, Wraith is very low. We could ult him if we can catch up to him, but, you know, hey, it's definitely not worth it. Their entire enemy team is, you know, they're all either low on health or low on mana. So I'm just going to shove my lane, or shove that mid lane, and, you know, hopefully my team can spawn back in and we can kind of lick our wounds. You know, there's no reason to pursue those kills, even though we might be able to pick one up. Now, from here, I'm going to go ahead and back, and I throw on Numbing Rouge. Now, I've got a good tank card, a good damage card, and then my ganking, sustaining type card. So, I feel pretty confident with this deck, with this build. I like the way it is. Now, Aurora is invis, and you can see, guys, I'm following her around. I don't know how to ping enemies invis, and by the time I figured it out, she'd run away from me, and I'd lose vision on her. I'm hoping Iggy's just looking at the map, and, you know, sure enough, he definitely turned around, so I'm confident that he knows that she is invis, and I'm going to head over to this Sevarog and help, or, you know, actually deal with this lane. Now, I'm not exactly sure why Sevarog was pushed up that far without having any minions, but hey, you know, that's okay. We end up actually going in on him a little bit, but we get rooted, and, you know, we lose our ganking potential. I was worried about Terra not getting there fast enough for him to back. That's why I kind of jumped on that. But it is what it is, guys. You know, when you're not in comms with most of your team, you should make those plays that, you know, hey, if I can kind of make something happen, I should definitely try it instead of trusting my team's going to do what I think they're going to do. And chasing him out, delaying him from backing is just as good if, you know, we just let him back by himself. You know, it is a play on its own. From here, you know, we should make another Feng play. I see that the enemies are kind of, you know, they're paying attention to it, but we should definitely go for Feng. You know, Muriel's here, and, you know, she's trying to swipe it, which, you know, that's alright, but we go ahead and split her up from, you know, her Aurora. We're able to take out Aurora, you know, awesome. You know, that's the hero I'm most concerned about. And then I'm going to shove the, you know, kind of chase these off and then kind of dip out, you know. There's no reason to keep that fight going. Let's make sure my team secures Feng. You know, keep these enemies away from Feng, especially Wraith, since he could snipe it through the wall, and then get out of that fight. Now, Terra does get caught out here. You know, she's just very, very overextended. I'm going to head over there to just try to help out. You know, Sevarog's there. He gets that root on me, so, you know, that kind of ruins my potential to deal with him. And then, you know, maybe we can make a play on Howitzer, but Howitzer ends up holding out. You know, we should not be in this situation. And you see one hero being caught out. You know, we did collapse there, and hey, you know, that was great for our team. You know, we kept Terra alive. She would have definitely died if we wouldn't have collapsed there. But really, there's no reason for us to be in that fight. We end up securing that Howitzer kill, but you see Iggy's still deep in the enemy jungle. He definitely needs to play careful, be safe. You know, he should really just get out. But it is what it is. Now, I'm going to head over there just in case. You know, I might be able to peel for Iggy. I'm going to pick up this green buff because, you know, why not? And then, sure enough, Iggy starts backing. That's great. We've got all of our lanes pushed very well. You know, our duo lane's the only one that's kind of back, but it is set against the enemy. So, right now, you know, with Howitzer down, we should be able to pick up Prime, something like that. I'm going to just shove that lane and then back off. Again, guys, there's no reason to challenge enemies under tower. You know, Iggy can siege a tower for a very long time, but, you know, he's not invincible. Now would be a very good time to pick up Prime. You know, with our lanes pushed the way they are, now would have been a very great time to pick up Prime. You know, we could have collapsed on it, but, you know, hey, the pinging, guys, the pinging system, it's terrible. They really need to fix it. But we didn't have any collapse, and so, you know, we missed that opportunity. But, you know, hey, we're here in mid, you know, something's going down. I'm going to go ahead and go in on this Sevarog. You know, taking out Sevarog, he's not the biggest priority, you know, but if you can remove him from the fight, that's their front line. You know, besides that, Aurora, you know, but once Aurora's ultimate's over, you know, that's it. Sevarog is a threat. You know, he can displace the team, you know, split the team in half. And that's huge. And if we're able to take him out of the fight, you know, that's great. Now, you saw Wraith. You know, I was able to keep a little bit of vision on him, and hey, me and Terra took him out. We end up losing our T2, but, you know, yeah, it's what it is. We took out a Sev and a Wraith, you know, decent plays. And from here, we're just going to continue to push. And since Feng just showed up, you know, hey, it's time to go pick up Feng. Now we end up doing the, you know, good old 1-2 combo. We pick up Feng, and then we head over to pick up Prime. And, guys, Feng Mao can actually jump over the Feng Tooth Pit, but can Seraph not? Yeah, y'all gotta answer me that, because I've been doing Seraph for one of the challenge videos, and I've tried, you know, 3 or 4 times to jump over that wall at the Feng Tooth, but I cannot do it with Seraph. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but hey, is what it is. We end up taking out that Sevarog, and yeah, guys, you know, we're making good plays. We've got vision on that Wraith. Aurora heads in, but it's too late for her to actually make something happen, and we're going to be able to take her out as well. Muriel's here. You know, we end up getting just 4 of them down, easy peasy. And hey, let's take down some inhibs. You know, we've got Prime. Let's get these inhibs down and wrap this match up. Now, again, you know, we've got Prime, guys. We got 4 of them down. Howitzer, you know, I'm just going to dive him. He ends up dodging that ultimate again. Oh, you know, he can use Blitz Rush. I'm terrible with Blitz Rush, but he's on point, man. But hey, you know, with Prime, I'm not scared of taking a few little tower hits. You know, especially, I'm fairly tanky. You know, I've got great regen. I've got lifesteal. You know, you see, I'm going to fill up with health before we finish this minion wave, and my team, hopefully they'll be able to take down that solo lane while I push this duo lane. Well, you know, really, that's exactly what we do. We shove down this lane, you know, take that tower, take that inhib. My team's staying at the core, dealing with them, you know, keeping them from defending, and we're able to take down this tower, or take down the core pretty easy. We end up getting, you know, that last little kill onto Wraith. You know, it might have been a bit unnecessary, but hey, you know, kill's a kill. And we end up taking out this core. Now, we just had a great match. I'm definitely not the best Feng player, but we did pretty decent. Now, this deck, you know, you can see that we were definitely in an early late game, but it's a very solid deck, and I gotta say I like it. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this Feng Mao guide. I really hope y'all enjoyed, and if you did, show me some love. Leave me a comment, think about subscribing, join our Discord if you haven't done it. I'd love to play with y'all or, just hang out. And as always, guys, I'll see y'all in the next video.